Alrighty, so we are going to touch on emotional and binge eating today. We're lightly going to touch on it to make sure that we understand what it is, where it comes from, why it happens. But yes, full disclosure, not a psychologist. So this is a little bit of a grey area for my coaching practice. However, I think it's important to talk about it because a lot of people go through it. So especially with the clients that I deal with too. All right. So having a healthy relationship with food can be really challenging. We see messages every day that say there's good food and there's bad food, or that you should eat this or never eat that. Food is our nourishment for our physical bodies and nourishment on a cellular level. So it's incredibly important to pay attention to consuming a wide variety of foods that contribute to your health and prevent chronic disease. But food is also more than just that physical nourishment. It's a way of connecting to others, to other cultures, exploring new things, experiencing pleasure and enjoyment from it. Food is also something we can't live without, meaning that it's present in our day-to-day life as we live. Can you just put your mute on, guys? Just mute your... Who's got the screaming kids?
Me.
All right, mute yourself, Nat, please. I'm just going to mute you. There we go. All right, done. But stressing out about food can sometimes contribute to more unhealthy behaviors than just practicing balance. So having a healthy relationship with food is so important. People affected by compulsive overeating, stress eating, and binge eating disorder often harbor some negative beliefs about themselves that then lead to feelings of low self-worth and low self-esteem. Consequently, this poor view of self can both fuel binge eating disorder and be fueled by binge eating disorder. So the reason why it happens is children from the age of 5 start to develop and feel many different emotions that we are conditioned to feel. And when parents fail to teach their children how to properly nurture their feelings and emotions, emotionally unhealthy environments lead people to deal with their emotions with food. So when the child cannot thrive in a positive environment, they find the comfort they lack from their parents in food. This isn't always an indication of a good or bad upbringing, but good parents can still lack the ability to teach their children how to go through their emotions effectively rather than just sweeping it under the carpet. So I guess, how did you witness your parents expressing your emotions growing up? You don't have to answer this. No one has to contribute today because this can be quite a personal thing. But if there was a lot of emotional guidance lacking in your childhood, it would make a lot of sense that food was a common way to deal with these emotions. So I think for me, I'll use me as an example, and feel free to contribute if you want, but I'll go first. So after sort of reading through this, I'm like, I didn't realize I actually had a bit of an issue with food myself growing up. So I used to overeat a lot. And that was because I didn't get a lot of emotional support from my parents growing up. I witnessed my father be very emotionally abusive and aggressive. Every time I'm quite an emotional person. So strong yet soft at the same time. So I feel a lot of things. So if I'd express emotion, I used to cry a lot as a kid, because I was just sensitive. And my mum used to always say to me, don't cry, don't cry. So I was never encouraged to just deal with my emotions. I was always encouraged to suppress them. So looking back, probably in my later years, pretty much throughout the whole of high school, I'd be at my grandparents' house. If there was a cake in front of me, I'd eat the whole thing. I'd have a cup of tea and then I'd eat the whole cake, but I was never overweight. That's the thing. So I'd have these binge eating episodes, but then I tried to be healthy. So for a number of years, I battled with food, and then my sister used to always make a joke about it. My sister was kind of on the other spectrum. She nearly hit the spectrum of anorexia at one point. She was just not eating at all through high school. She'd be lucky if she ate one apple a day. So maybe that was her way of dealing with some emotional shit that we went through growing up as kids with, being exposed to my father's abuse and what have you. And yeah, and then it was through bodybuilding and lifting weights that it taught me how to eat properly, nourish my body properly if I wanted those results. And that's why I love lifting. And this is why I'll never stop, because it literally transformed my ability to have a healthy relationship with food, with myself, my confidence, and things like that. So, yeah, and then just emotionally, just having a poor self-image overall, just, I wasn't overweight, I wasn't unattractive, but inside myself, I hated myself, and it took me a number of years to just um, build myself again emotionally. So there are a couple of steps we can look at to creating a healthy relationship with food. So one of the first things is, I'm just going to have a sip of my coffee, is changing the language that we associate with food. For example, I feel like crap, so I deserve to eat things which aren't healthy. I want to eat to feel better. I've got no willpower. I've eaten some. I might as well eat the rest. I don't want to waste food. I can start tomorrow. Put your hands up if you've sort of told yourself this sort of stuff before. Yeah. You feel free to unmute yourself as well. Now, do you guys resonate with anything of what I've just said?
Yes,
Uh,
all of
yeah, it
us.
does.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Another way that we can look at starting to control this emotional eating is start to journal and define what a healthy relationship with food may look like. Okay, so there's no right or wrong. So you can do this and then send it to me. You can email it to me and I'll have a read and I'll give you some feedback. I can be a sounding board for you. So it's just to get you going, okay, in a perfect world, in my perfect world, this is what a perfect relationship with food would look like. All right. Number 3, define where the gap is between where you see a healthy relationship with food and what your current experiences around food choice are right now. So before you girls jumped on the phone, me and Roberta were having a quick chat and she's saying, look, I've got to go drag bingo tonight and I'm already thinking, what am I going to eat? And Roberta's like, well, I thought, okay, I'm going to have chicken and veg. And I said, brilliant. When you know you're going to a particular place, don't be afraid to look at the menu online and suss out their food options so that you can plan ahead what you're going to eat. Because when you're eating out, you can eat out, but just make good choices. And even like when you're doing your meal prep and stuff for the week, I always encourage, do your meal plans first, right? So like actually map out and start to write out in MyFitnessPal what you'd like to eat for the week. Okay. Now, if you have no idea what to do, I've got the sample meal plan in the files section of Facebook. That's a really good structure to just follow. Just work around that. Okay. It's a decent amount of calories for anyone that's looking for fat loss, but not going to lose too much muscle. Right amount of protein, right amount of carbohydrates and fats. Use that as your framework on how to build your meal plan. Pop it into MyFitnessPal and then eat your food. If you do it the other way around, sometimes it's like you'll be up and down a lot. But one thing my comm coach taught me was map first, then eat your food. And more often than not, I'd always, make sure I'd hit my calories because I had it there in front of me first. So once you've clearly identified what isn't working, you can now start to take action by deciding how you can start to do things differently in order to stop overeating or even undereating. And number 5, pay attention to the emotions, feelings, and stories that you're telling yourself around your food choices and meal times. So it takes time to develop a better relationship with food. And some days are going to be easier than others, but it is a process. All right. So create a healthy lifestyle that is unique to you. All right. It's not the same for everybody. So it took me in my lifting career probably about 4 or 5 years to get like my eating to a point where it wasn't too extreme and it wasn't, like it was just a nice, healthy balance. But I went pretty hard in the early years to get results. And then there was times where it was like, I'm not going hard at all. I'm just eating whatever, still training. still just tidying up like my diet, but not really like not to where it is now, where it's like I eat with the right amount of, I know visually I've got the right amount of protein, carbs, fats, but I'm not mapping anything. I'm not tracking anything. I don't have to, but I did for a long time. Okay. So you've just got to do the groundwork in the beginning. And I mean, for you girls, ideally, if you can lose anywhere from 2 to 500 grams a week after you have consistently hit your meals 5 to 7 days a week, that's a good measure. Thinking you're going to lose 2 to 3 kilos a week, it's not going to happen. You don't want to lose that because then the body has a rebound effect. All right. And it wants to put all that weight back on. If you gradually lose that body fat, all right, that's good. Slow and steady wins the race. So that's it from me in terms of my notes and stuff about that. So yeah, so just a quick recap, just make sure that you're journaling. Like I said, go back and watch this video if you want to remember what I've just mentioned. Okay, so just journal what you think would be a great relationship with food. Send it to me and I'll have a look at it and I'll just give you my feedback on that. Why don't we do a little bit of a roundtable now? Roberta, what's your feedback on that?
I agree with what you were saying because I struggle with food. Since I was in high school, year 10, I ate and I just shut down. So anything that comes sadness or if I'm angry at myself, I'd go eat. And now it's a whole different ball game because me and the husband are trying for a child. So it's time to kick up myself in the behind and start working my behind off so to more healthier with food, more appreciation of what's right and what's wrong for me.
Yeah, beautiful. Nice. And Nat?
Yeah, there's not much to say. Yeah, I had abusive father. He was an alcoholic too, so I just basically he used to bash my brother a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. I guess, have you ever really dealt with some of those emotions growing up? No. Okay, cool. So, if you find that like counting macros and diet plans and training programs just isn't enough, right? And you feel like you're still on that treadmill and you're still making the same mistakes, probably not a bad idea to actually see a professional about it to start to work through some of those old emotions. Yeah, guys. So I can help you to a point, but when it comes to that sort of like serious stuff, my suggestion is to definitely see someone about it to work through it. All right, awesome. Margie, sorry, darling. I wasn't sure if it was Margie. Anyway, thank you.
Mine started when I was 5. I earned to eat. I don't eat because I was abused as a child, and my father was abusive and my mother's abusive. So, yeah, it started when I was really, really young. And I have had counselling and I have had dietitian help, but yeah, I can't overcome it. I seem to do it to myself because that's the only thing I can control.
Yeah. Okay. All right, cool. So maybe alternative therapy as well. You know what I find worked for me in the early years? Like I saw a homeopath. I thought she was brilliant. Her approach was really good. She said some analogies with me, which really just resonated and helped me get onto my road of recovery. I just find that counselors and psychs do nothing for me. That's me. I've found more effective therapy from people such as spiritual guidance. I'm just talking about me, what works for me. Spiritual guidance, people online, like there's so much shit on YouTube you guys can watch. This is where I got my information from about today's topic. Emotional eating, why it happens, how to overcome it, things like that. Muggy, I would throw yourself online if you have some time and just maybe start to look at, is there other ways that I can help, move past this? And then just look at dedicating yourself for the next like 5 years of just that consistent habitual change. start to work through that. You know, it's a I'd say for you, it's definitely a self-love thing. And you've got to realize that you are good enough as well. And that can sort of take time to really come to terms with that. You know, I've been on this journey for a long time, and yeah, it's probably, for me, the show was a big sort of catalyst of my huge turning points. I've had some big turning points in life, but the show really showed me where my family support was really at, and it just probably was kind of there, but not really. And it was a huge awakening for me, and I had to really just heal properly from everything that my family have ever done to me growing up, and just move on from that. So, but yeah, it took a lot of tears, it took a lot of everything. So but I've always just gone to things. I've found the resources out there that were for free were the ones that helped me the most. So have a look at that and see how you go. But all right, perfect. This has been a really nice chat. It's different. Is there anything else you ladies want to say? Like, how's your week going overall? How's your food going? Are you tracking? How's the training? Have you done anything?
Yes. I've lost 1.5 kilos this week because I'm starting to eat more.
Yeah,
So I'm
starting to eat
nearly
more.
up to I'm nearly up to 2,000 calories. So I'm pushing myself. So
Okay.
for you
Awesome.
and myself.
Good
Yeah.
stuff. Yep. Are you prepping your food yourself? What are you doing with
Yeah.
your
I prep all my food. It's always fresh.
Yeah.
So I don't have anything yet frozen or anything. It's all fresh. I always have I'm not a junk food eater. I'm a vegetarian, so
Okay.
I only eat clean, healthy food. That's when I eat. Yeah.
Yep. Sure. All right, Nat. So you just got onto MyFitnessPal. Did you work it out from our conversation the other day?
Nah,
No?
nah. But I have lost 2.5 kilos, but
Okay. Cool.
and
So
that's just from eating more.
eating more.
And and doing a lot of exercise.
Beautiful. So do you see how, like, less is not necessarily more with food? Like we need the fuel to burn the calories. Like we need that fuel. It's like a car. Like if we want to go, we need that fuel.
Yeah.
So
And
like,
I walk to work too a lot too. So and it's a fair distance. It's not like close by.
yeah, excellent. Okay, well, you know what? If that's working for you, keep doing it because it's working. So now it's just about keep doing that for the next, 70 odd days or however many days we've got left in your challenge. And let's see what we can do inside of those 70 odd days. So it's about consistency from here on. Okay. We don't need MyFitnessPal, but it's just a good guide. But we certainly don't need it to get results because you're already getting results. So well done. Roberta?
I'm gonna be using the app, but I just realized where it says breakfast, lunch, and all that. Just put the food there and scan the food. As I said to you before, I've lost 1 kilo, not much, because I had my bad moments, and that's what I feel bad about. But in that term, I'm this week onwards, I'm gonna start a new plan, start my menu from this Monday.
Beautiful.
Instead of waiting last minute and going, oh, I'll eat this, this, and this, I'll start from now and start walking more.
All right, I'm going to stop you
That's
there.
my problem.
Excellent, but start from today. Stop this Monday mentality shit because, like, you've got to start from today. Right. The start of the week is now. Okay. It's not Monday, okay? Just because you go back to work on Monday, your diet starts now. Yeah. Cool?
Okay.
Makes sense?
Cool.
Yeah. See how society conditions us to keep pushing shit back? Yeah. No. You want it, you do it now. That's it. And that goes for all of you girls. All right. There is no perfect time to start this. The perfect time is right now. Yeah. You got to get out of your comfort zone. You got to do stuff you're not used to doing in this challenge. You got to bite the bullet and just take action. All right. All right, my lovelies. So quick one. Margie, what are you going to do better this week?
Eat. I'm going to have to eat more. I'm already doing 6 days a week at the gym, so I'm happy with that because it's making me help me more lose weight. Yeah, eat. I need to eat.
Yeah.
Basically, I've got to focus on that mainly.
Beautiful. Nat, what would you like to do better this week?
Just do a lot more walking.
Yep.
Just concentrate on that.
Yep.
See,
Nice.
it's hot here, so I eat a lot of apples. I eat a lot of fruit too.
Yeah. No,
So
that's
it's
okay.
hot in Queensland. So it's just, yeah.
Why don't you maybe start doing smoothies like what I do for brekkie? So if you can, get yourself a protein shake.
Yeah.
In my protein, I do.
What's a good protein shake?
Go
Like
on my fitness page. I posted it up this morning.
Yeah.
International Protein. Anyway, look, if you struggle, I'll just send you a link on where to buy it from.
Yeah.
If
Thanks.
Kyani had their protein here in Australia, if we could get it here, I'd obviously direct you to that, but we don't have it. It's not released here yet.
Yeah.
But I do bananas, berries, Kyani Sunrise, the new collagen HL5, which is another product I wanted to talk to you girls about. So we just released that the other day. Did you guys see that online?
Yes.
Yeah, I did. It looks good, actually.
Mm.
It does.
Collagen
does.
is amazing for the body. So I put up a couple of fact sheets on the stories on my fitness page, on the Divine Physiques page. So have a read of that. It's incredible. If you're interested to add it to your auto ships, let me know. But yeah, it's a phenomenal product for recovery in terms of your building blocks of ligaments, hair, skin, and nails. People that have had hair loss issues have had their hair grow back. You know, they're just people that have had like aches and pains and like knee pain and stuff like that. After taking collagen, they've felt so much better. So, you know, as we age as well, collagen starts to reduce in our bodies, but it makes up about 70 to 80% of our skin. So this is where it's an important molecule in the body that we really need to look after. Yeah. All right. I got to go. I've got my next meeting in 2 minutes, but thank you so much for showing up today. Really appreciate it. I'm going to post this back up to our group so you can always go back and watch it.
Okay.
All right.
All right, girls, have a good week. Send me your diaries.
Thank you.
Anything
Bye.
else you need help with, just
Will
shoot me
do.
a message. All right, girls. Chat to you soon.
All right,
Bye.
bye.
See ya.